As we are describing angles, we'll talk about perpendicular. Two lines that form a right angle are said to be perpendicular. So if we have one line, let's call this L, and another line, let's call this M, they now form a right angle, and so we would denote this as L is perpendicular to M. Congruence, we mentioned earlier, in the context of lines. Two angles have the same measure are said to be congruent. So for example, we have angle ABC and angle DEF. We're going to assume that these angles are the same, and so to denote their congruence, we're going to draw a circle, either one or two, depending if you have multiple congruent angles. So for example, I'll draw one here that's saying that angle ABC is congruent to angle DEF. Now if I have another angle here, let's call this X, Y, Z, and L, M, N, and I say that they're congruent, that means that these angles are the same. But if I'm showing a graph with four angles, I would denote these two with having these two arcs so that you know that these are identical, and that these angles with one arc denotes that these two are identical. So you would write the same thing. Angle X, Y, Z is congruent to angle L, M, N. Complementary angles are angles whose sum is 90. So this would be angles with sum adding to 90 degrees. So for example, let's call this X and Y. We know that whatever X is plus Y is going to be equal to 90, given that this is a right angle. So X plus Y equals 90 degrees. Therefore, X and Y are complementary. Complementary angles. Supplementary angles are angles whose sum adds to 180 degrees. So if we have, let's say this is B, A, C, D. Supplementary angles would be angle D, B, C, which is this angle here, and C, B, A are supplementary angles. Because this angle here, let's call this Z, and this angle, let's call W, Z plus W will equal 180 degrees. Okay, so an example of this. Here's a line here, and we're going to draw intersecting lines. Here we'll have a right triangle. This measurement will be 34 degrees. This measurement will be 56 degrees. Assuming that a triangle includes angles that add up to 180 degrees, we know that here DCB, angle DCB, is a right angle and therefore equals 90. If a triangle equals 180, that's 90 plus 90. That suggests that 56 and 34 must equal 90. So angle CDB and angle CBD are complementary because they add up to 90 degrees. Likewise, we have ABC. We don't know what this is, but we know that CBD is 34. And we know that this has to equal 180 degrees to stay on the line. So that means that angle CBD equals CBA, angle CBA is going to equal 180 degrees minus 34 degrees, and that equals 146 degrees. And these angles will be said to be supplementary. Because ABC plus CBD equal 180 degrees. I would also like to note here that angle ABC and angle CBD are adjacent angles because they share a common vertex, B, and they share a common side, BC. So adjacent angles are angles that share a common vertex and a common side.